So the Trump administration has decided to deploy over 2,000 National Guard soldiers to Los Angeles, California, because of some protests that are going on there. And one thing I thought about as soon as they said this was, I remember on January 6th, and after January 6th, how much they were saying that it was Nancy Pelosi who was supposed to deploy the National Guard. But in this case, Donald Trump did it. It wasn't Gavin Newsom. It wasn't the Speaker of the House. It was Donald Trump. So Donald Trump would have been the one to deploy the National Guard on January 6th. And then you have drunk-ass Pete Hegseth, who's out here talking about, and we might get the Marines to go out there. So you got a bunch of police officers in Los Angeles County, as well as probably deploying the National Guard, and now Pete Hegseth is talking about deploying the Marines. We need this many people out there because a couple of people are out there protesting ICE right now. And you already have ICE officers out there. And again, Gavin Newsom said this, and I have my issues with Gavin Newsom, and I brought those things up. But Gavin Newsom pointed out, they're not doing this because they don't have enough police officers. They're not doing this because they need those National Guards troops out there or they need the Marines out there. They're doing this for the spectacle. That's why they're doing it. They want to do it because it makes the MAGAs all happy. They're sending the Marines out there. They're sending the National Guards. Yeah, get these people. Trump put out a statement that said something to the effect of any person out there doing anything, it's going to be seen as, a rebellion, and anyone that does anything to police officers will be held accountable, will be arrested and prosecuted and blah, blah, blah. This from the guy who took people who were arrested and prosecuted for assaulting police officers and pardoned them. Let them all the hell out of prison. So no one takes you people seriously. Yes, do we think that you're going to do it to people because it's not the people who are trying to defend your lies? Of course we do. But no one takes you seriously because you guys are nothing but corrupt. This entire regime is corrupt. Everyone who's a part of it. Donald Trump, Stephen Miller, Pete Hegseth, Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, they're all corrupt. And they're all complete jokes, and that is why no one takes them seriously. And listen, it's my first inclination to tell people to stay away from those streets in LA, to protect yourselves, to protect your family. But I understand what's going on, and if the people don't stand up to this shit, what are we doing? What are we doing? We're just going to allow fascism and corruption to take over our streets, our government, and all of that. So I think people should be out there peacefully protesting. I think you should watch yourself. Be careful not to do anything because they're going to be trigger happy out there. They do not care about you. They definitely don't care about you if you're a black or brown person out there. So please, protest peacefully. Keep yourselves and your families safe. Period.
Don't want no enemies or ops. Envy in they heart, I tell them stop. Vacation on the yacht.